thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Convos with Care Crews. So, in case you guys were not already aware, April is Parkinson's Awareness Month. So that is going to be our topic of the day. And I am so lucky to be able to have a guest with me here today. Leisha is the executive director of our Dallas Area Parkinson Society. And I just so happened to find them online of all things. And I just started looking and digging and researching and said, wow, this seems like such an amazing resource. So I invited her to come on and chat with us today a little bit more about Parkinson's disease and how organizations like Dapps is able to assist folks that do have this diagnosis. So Leisha, thank you so much again for joining us today. And go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you got involved in this organization.
Yeah, sure. Well, thank you so much. This really is an honor, and we're just so excited any chance we get to be able to share with the community what Dapps, all the good work that Dapps does, we jump on that. So my background is I'm a social worker. I have my master's in social work, and I came to Dapps about 3 years ago as the program director. And so it was just in January of this year that I was promoted to the executive director. And so it's been an interesting ride since most of my time has been during the pandemic. But it's certainly stretched us in many ways that we didn't know we could stretch in. But I think the primary area that it's really helped us to recognize where there's a need and how we can meet that is through our virtual services. So within a week of the pandemic, right at 2 years ago, we literally transitioned all of our classes to online. And so all of our classes were then held virtually. That includes our exercise, our speech classes, and our support groups, and even our educational programs as well. So we very quickly realized that there were a lot of people that not only liked it, but preferred that. Because for some folks, they may have progressed in the disease. And when that happens, it might be a little bit more conducive to Zoom in so that you can still have that contact with people and still get the exercise and the speech and the support that you need. So we have found that has been a big plus because we're reaching people from all over. And as we've all discovered, it's really not about where you live. It's just about access. And we've discovered we now have greater access to more people.
That's amazing. Yeah, I remember you mentioned on the phone about the Tarrant County area, because now you have these virtual services that folks that maybe don't live so close to the city of Dallas or where your office is can tune in and get some of these resources. So tell me a little bit more about the classes that you guys offer. Are they offered by, like, who is it that runs these classes, and how do people go about being able to access those classes if they are interested in those?
Yeah, great question. So all of our services are free. Right now, we're in about 8 different locations. So several locations in Dallas. We're also in Carrollton. We're in Garland, Plano, McKinney, Duncanville. So we're kind of all over the place. And so what we do is our exercise instructors have actually received advanced certification in a program called Move, Laugh, Connect. And this advanced certification actually hones in on a lot of the issues that people typically experience with Parkinson's. So that can mean balance, rigidity, flexibility, coordination, but it also encompasses the importance of social engagement and cognitive skills as well. And so all of our instructors have actually received the full training as of fall of 21. And so we're really very, very proud of them, which actually just allows them to provide even more expertise when they are providing the exercise classes. The other things that we provide are speech. We have 3 speech pathologists that we also contract with. They've all received either the LSVT, that's the Common Speech Certification for Parkinson's. And so those are folks that also offer that either virtually through Zoom or in person as well. So all of our folks are very qualified, and their love and dedication to the Parkinson's community is truly second to none. It is across the board. Our instructors, whether they be speech or support group leaders or exercise leaders, most of them have been with DAPS for well over 10 years.
Wow.
So it's a really tight knit community that is so welcoming that it's once people come one time, whichever location you choose to come to, people instantly feel that warmth and that comfort and that trust level that's really important when you're dealing with a chronic illness and all the changes that is inevitably going to bring into your life. So having that community is a real gift, and we're just glad that we can facilitate that in as many locations and as many formats as we possibly can.
Yeah. And you mentioned support groups. So is that mainly for patients, or is it geared towards their caregivers, or both? Or, how are the support groups structured?
Yeah, that's a good question. And so we typically provide care partner support groups. And so the way we've structured it is in several of our locations, when the person with Parkinson's is actually receiving the speech class, then we try to coordinate it so that the care partner can then go to another adjacent room and they can be a part of the care partner support group. So those are all led by master level, either social workers or therapists. So they come with also extensive background in the field of grief and chronic illness and seniors. So that's super powerful. But the other thing we do is we are providing support groups for people with PD as well. Right now, we're doing that twice a month, and that happens virtually on Tuesdays at 10:30. Once the demand increases and we're able to meet a need, if that is in person, then by all means, we are happy to do that. Right now, this seems to be the most suitable for the folks that are interested in the group, is to provide that via Zoom. So again, it doesn't matter where you are, you can tune in and have your community online. And so we're really glad that we can offer that as well.
So is that something that you even open up to? Does it have to be family caregivers? Because I was just thinking, we have a client currently that has Parkinson's, and she does live a little bit away from Dallas, but we have caregivers with her pretty much full time, because now her disease process has begun to progress. And I feel like that would be a really helpful resource, even for any, caregivers of any kind, because we provide, additional training on that disease process, especially if caregivers have never encountered or cared for a patient with that diagnosis. We have disease specific online modules that we can assign to them and give them some background information so that they feel like they've gained some knowledge about what things they might see, what things that they might experience, and that, they're normal for this diagnosis. But I think sometimes getting around other folks that care for those types of patients, if that's their main full-time patient, would be really beneficial for them from an education standpoint. So would that be something that if their client participated in the speech class, that they could also partake in that?
Absolutely. Yes. That's really one of our goals, is to expand the definition of care partner so that people recognize it doesn't necessarily have to just be a spouse. It can be adult children. It could be a neighbor. It could be a friend at church. But to speak to what you're talking about in terms of professionals, we are really recognizing that, this can be a huge burden to take on a caseload of lots of people that are experiencing a chronic illness. And so in response to that, we are really excited because we're going to host our first free CEU on April 27th for professionals in the direct care helping profession. And so we're really excited because it'll be a free opportunity, and it will be on compassion fatigue. And
Okay.
so our presenter is actually a physical therapist, but she has a kind of a unique set of skills. Martha Fidus worked at an assisted living rehab. And so she comes with the experience of working with people with physical, in terms of physical therapy, but also working with families as well. And
Mhm.
so she has background in things like Tai Chi and some other unconventional modes just to help deal with the stress and burden that we all
Yeah.
know, caregiving can result in. So
Mhm.
we're really excited. And so that is absolutely open to everyone and anyone. And we think it will be a really nice opportunity for people to be able to connect with other professionals that are experiencing some of that same tiredness. And it's sometimes just that sense of, I don't know what else to do. And I want so much to help. So
Yeah.
we're really hoping we can provide, this will be the beginning of providing a community for people to be able to join together professionally and
Mhm.
draw on one another's strengths and support.
Well, that is amazing. And I know for sure that we would be interested in taking part in that and taking advantage of that kind of opportunity. So, a lot of times we share these podcasts with other community partners that we work with. So, if other folks are interested in attending and participating in that CEU event, how would they go about registering? Is that on your website or?
Sure. Yes, it's at DAPS, DAPS.org. And so this one will actually be really special. This one's going to be at Highland Park United Methodist Church. And it will provide a free lunch, but it's also in conjunction with our annual Lifetime Achievement Award. So this is actually an award that we present every year to someone who really exemplifies leading a full and a complete life. And maybe someone with Parkinson's might not. But this year, the honoree is actually Davis Finney. So Davis Finney is an Olympic medalist in cycling, and he
Mhm.
actually has received the most medals in cycling of anyone else in the United States. He just
Wow.
happened to be diagnosed with Parkinson's about 20 years ago. And
Oh.
so since then, he has developed the Davis Finney Foundation, which focuses on providing support and resources for people with Parkinson's across the entire world. And so he is based out of Boulder, and this is a phenomenal foundation that does great, great work. So this year, we will be honoring him with the Kenneth Cooper of the Cooper Clinic in Dallas. It's the Kenneth Cooper Lifetime Achievement Award. So it will
Wow,
have
that's
lots of
great.
wonderful, wonderful things to share that we're really excited about. So we definitely open it up to anyone that has any type of connection with Parkinson's.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, that is definitely something we're going to be checking out. And we'll try to put the link below. We're going to hope to have this video up well enough before then, so folks can check it out and register. So as far as, Care Crew doing home care and providing that caregiver resource, do you guys play any role in helping to guide families as they're diagnosed or their disease is progressing, with assessing, what their needs are and helping to connect them in the community with whatever resources they need, whether it be assisting, with respite care if their caregivers that normally help them are getting burnt out, or equipment, or any of those kinds of things that come up. Is that something that those patients could reach out to you guys for?
Most definitely, yes. And if we're not able to help, then we are always happy to refer to a lot of our partnering friends in the area that can certainly provide more of that expertise if it's something that we don't provide.
Mhm.
We actually just started just about a month ago. We hired on one of our care partner support group leaders as a social worker. So she's doing our outreach work. And so this is exactly where she'll be able to come in and really help people that are kind of in a gray zone of, I'm not sure what else I need. I've got a good neurologist. I have this, but I think I might have some other needs. So we're really excited just to be able to offer that additional service to help folks with a professional to kind of identify, where do I go from here? What do I need and what's available?
Yeah, because most
So
people don't, and especially it's a lot more difficult to have to do all of those things in a crisis situation because there's been a rapid decline or there's been a fall or there's been a problem, because that's a lot of times what we see is all of a sudden there's a scramble. We want to go back home, or we're getting discharged from the hospital. Now what are we going to do? And then of course it's a lot more challenging to be trying to get all of those things in place. So having that proactive approach and having someone available to them to help them have a plan in place is such an amazing resource. So yeah, that's an amazing benefit that they're going to be able to take advantage of. And you said all these services are completely free of charge?
Completely free. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
If people were interested in trying to support your organization and like make donations, do you guys take donations, or how can we as a community help to support your organization and the work that you're doing with this patient population in our community?
Well, thank you for asking. We are a nonprofit, and so yes, we absolutely accept and appreciate all donations of any size. We're actually running our annual campaign right now, our annual fundraising campaign, and that will go on through the month of May. And so our theme is superheroes, because we believe,
yeah, I saw that on your website.
Yes, we believe no matter what your cape looks like, and no matter how torn or tattered it may be, everyone is a superhero. If you're dealing with Parkinson's and whatever form or fashion in your life, you're a superhero, because that is not for everyone to be able to deal with. So yes, we always appreciate and are so grateful for any kind of monetary donations. The other way that folks can become involved is a brand new initiative that we just started. So we had a young volunteer, a teenager, that reached out to DAPS about a month ago, and this young man, Nikhil, his father had passed away with Parkinson's several years ago. And Nikhil is really an avid origamiist, if that's the correct word. He loves to create origami. So he reached out to DAPS and said, I would love to teach people with Parkinson's how to create origami, which might also help with some of the movement and stiffness and rigidity that sometimes people experience. And so because it is Parkinson's Awareness Month, and the red tulip, is the international symbol for Parkinson's disease, we came up with a community tulip project. And so we have got communities all across the state that are participating in this by actually creating origami tulips. We will be collecting all of these, and then we will display them at the Kenneth Cooper Lifetime Achievement Award on April 27th. And so what makes this special is that we will actually display 164 of these to represent the number of people that are diagnosed with Parkinson's every day in the United States.
Wow. That's a bigger number than I thought. I wasn't aware that it was so high. And that's just in the United States?
Correct. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
It is. It's a really large number. And we know that there are a lot of people that can go months and sometimes years without a diagnosis. So, if that's underrated, it could be, I don't know, but it's that's a lot of people every day whose lives are being impacted by this chronic neurological condition.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you so much for giving us all of this juicy information that we get to go pass on to all of the patients and the families that we work with. And tell us again what the best way for folks to contact you is. Is it on your website at DAPS?
Exactly. Yes, that would be the best. It's www.daps.org. And there you'll find all of our classes, all of the Zoom links. So if you want to hop on and try a class, you certainly can. If you'd like to RSVP to come to the Lifetime event or to the CEU workshop that's held on the same day, you'll find everything you need right there, and ways to contact us directly as well.
and they're very responsive. I sent that information request and I got a call like an hour later. So I was very impressed with that.
Well, and you're setting the bar high for us. So that day we were on top of it, but I can't promise that every day.
Yeah, exactly. You were definitely on top of it. Well, thank you so much again, Leisha, for taking time out of your busy day and all of the work that you're doing to speak with us here at Care Crew and give us a little bit more information about this amazing local resource for our Parkinson's patients. And we look so forward to seeing you guys at your upcoming events. If any of you guys are interested in the events that she was mentioning, make sure you check out the links below. And thank you again. Watch us next month, guys. Who knows what our theme will be next month, but we appreciate you tuning in. If you or your loved one are needing more assistance in your home, if you happen to have Parkinson's or someone you love does, all of our caregivers, like we mentioned earlier, do have specialty training for Parkinson's, and we can certainly assist you in any way possible or connect you with resources just like this to be able to help you along your journey. So you can also check us out online at www.carecrewdfw.com and also on Facebook and YouTube. So thanks again, everyone. And this is Annie signing off for Convos with Care Crew. Bye.